I'm Anil Kumar, and here is a very interesting test question for you. It says, explain how these two algebraic expressions can represent the same pattern rule. So the two expressions given to us are 5n plus 2, and the other one is 5n plus 1 plus 1, right? So that is how they are written. We need to explain how these two expressions could relate to exactly the same pattern, right? One way to explain this is that we can open this bracket and simplify. So what we really get this as equal to is 5n plus 1 plus 1, and that is indeed equals to 5n plus 2. So if in a pattern we are talking about the number of blocks or number of items, then it is going to be 5n plus 2, which is going to be exactly same, right? So you get an idea that what we are talking about. So we are talking about probably two exactly similar patterns. Now it would be better if we make a pattern to represent the equation and see how it could be treated as 5n plus 2 or 5n plus 1 plus 1. So 5n means and 2 means 2 is fixed, right? So let us take a block which has 5 blocks in it, right? So let us say this is the one which has 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks here, right? So let me take another color to represent two fixed blocks. So we could have it kind of like this, and we say, well, this is the two fixed blocks for us. So that becomes when n equals to 1. So what we have here is 5 green squares, 5n plus 2 fixed, correct? Now if n becomes 2, then we have two of these 5 blocks, correct? So let me again sketch this one. So this time what I will do here is I'll make two of these green 5 blocks, right? So they are added. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, correct? And the two fixed ones are red for me. So that ways I can build on this structure and show you a pattern that will represent our expression, right? So our expression here is 5n plus 2. The 5n is the variable part which changes. So every time we are basically adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 each time, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, right? So the pattern is increasing by 5 each time, and we have two fixed blocks here on this side, correct? So this is for n equals to 3. And this particular situation really represents 5n plus 2, the expression, right? So where if n is 1, we have 5 blocks. If n is 2, we have 10 blocks. And then n is 3, we have 15 blocks. And these are added up by 5 each time. And this 2 represents the fixed 2 blocks, correct? So this is how we can say that the first part of the equation has been satisfied, correct? So this is how we see it, correct? Now the second part could be that what we do here is when I say 5n plus 1, so that means that plus 1 outside, it really means that 1 is fixed, right? So what we could do here is just shade one of them kind of like this. Do you see that? So what we have here is the second part of the equation. Now this represents my 1 which is kind of fixed. Do you see that? Now here it represented the square earlier, right? Now this is my 1 fixed, and what I'm changing is 5n each time. So when n is 2, then I get 10 of these and then 1. Do you see that part? So this is what moves further and further away. So it is the same pattern represented in different ways. So that is a way of writing or understanding a pattern. I hope the point is well understood. Thank you and All the best.